Want to know when my next video is out? Well, hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on. What's going on, everyone? Alphazulu here, bringing you your weekly competitive Pokemon breakdown of Blaziken. Blaziken does not need that much of an introduction. It has been a huge force in the OU metagame. It's very competitive, very easy to use, but I'm going to let you know my way of using it. So I go with Adamant Nature, 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 in HP. Moves, we're going with Swords Dance, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Thunder Punch. I know in the article I wrote for Playing Ground, it did say you can go with Blaze Kick and high jump kick, and those moves are good. They just have a high chance of missing. Well, not a high chance of missing, but they can miss. And just for this video to look good and just for you to see a clean sweep, I went ahead and went with Close Combat and Flare Blitz because those don't miss. Flare Blitz does kind of limit his survivability a little bit, but I still like it, and it hits really hard, and it gives you an awesome max flare to go with. So let's get ready to rock and roll, and let's go ahead and go into the battle. With this team, building around Blaziken, I kind of went the same route that I went with Lycanroc Dusk, which if you watched that video, go back and watch it if you haven't. It uses grassy terrain to lower the damage of ground-type attacks, which Lycanroc Dusk is weak to. You know, the damage is less behind shields, and then it activates a weakness policy, and Lycanroc Dusk can just clean house. Blaziken, kind of the same thing. My Blaziken is not holding a weakness policy, though. It is holding a grassy seed, as you saw at the beginning of the video. So the way I usually run this is I get entry hazards up, just so that Sash users can't rain on my parade and stop the momentum. And then I set shields up with Tapu Koko. Any shield Pokemon is good. You know, if you want to use Alolan Ninetales, if you want to use Espeon, any Pokemon that can do both Reflect and Light Screen will do just fine. I personally just went with Tapu Koko for this team because it provides a pivot as well as shields. You know, Volt Switch, it learns U-turn, but I went with Volt Switch. She's gonna start off with her Snorlax, going for the Belly Drum, and this is gonna be kind of redundant here. It's just going to go Earthquake, Recycle, Earthquake, Recycle. So we're going to skip ahead here in a little bit. I'm surprised the Snorlax has taken this Earthquake fairly well. I know Snorlax is a bit tanky, but it doesn't have the best defense. But look at this. It's not flexing at it, but it's not doing as much damage as I'd like. So
2 hours later.
Okay, anyways, now that we're back, she's going to go ahead and Gigantamax her Snorlax, which I feel like that was wasted here because I still have Blaziken. Snorlax is not that fast. She hasn't done anything to boost her defense unless she uses Max Steel Spike. But I know she's going to go with the Max Replenish because she kind of has that recycle combo thing going here. But anyways, as I was saying, and I got way off track, I apologize. For Blaziken, for this set, I get Grassy Terrain up, get Shields up, and then I bring in Blaziken, who is holding a Grassy Seed. Grassy Seed boosts its defense up 1. Behind shields, it can at least have little to no worry to set up. I'm not going to say it won't get taken out because I've had certain instances where, you know, like where it's been taken out. Critical hits happen. Other stuff like maybe Nidoking with Earth Power, even with Grassy Terrain up, because Sheer Force is just stupid. But it does make it a lot easier to set up, especially if your opponent brings in like Landorus and they plan on just Earthquaking Blaziken away. It's not going to work so well. So here I brought in Blaziken a little prematurely, but just because I wanted to get rid of the Snorlax, going for the Close Combat, taking this Gigantamax Snorlax right out of the match, and I'm going to get right back out here and get back onto my plan, because that's pretty much all I do with this team. I only put Blaziken in just now to get rid of the Snorlax. And her bringing in Cinderace, I don't want her to Gigantamax hit Blaziken with max Airstream, because then I got a little issue here. Cinderace is just stupid good. It's easy to set up on it, especially if you Gigantamax. So I'm going to bring in Slowbro. Slowbro complements well here because water attacks are going to be going towards Blaziken before you get your chance to set up. If you don't want to lose Blaziken right away, just switch into Slowbro. He'll flex at it, and then you can teleport out, or, you know, whatever. This Slowbro's moveset, Thunder Wave, Scald, Slack Off, Teleport. I actually like Teleport. Teleport's awesome. I didn't have Teleport at first, but I'm really, really enjoying it quite a bit. Teleport, that little slow pivot, it's awesome. It's amazing. He went with the Electro Ball, so my Thunder Wave isn't going to work, but I do know that Cinderace does not have the best special attack whatsoever, so I'm confident that I can go into my Tapu Koko, set up my shields, and just get my plan started. And this is pretty much the whole strategy of this team, guys, is just you want to get your shields up. And I know that like all my videos stress having shields, but I feel like with Dynamax and Gigantamax in the game, Reflect, Light Screen, or Aurora Veil are just that much more important. Because what do? They double your defensive stats so that you can soak, you can flex at those max moves, those max attacks, and just it makes it easier to take them. And it's vital in my opinion, very vital to have those shields, those screens on your team because it allows your team to not have to worry about the max moves so much. So I'm actually kind of liking how that, how Game Freak went about that or Pokemon or whatever, how they went about that. It's beautifully done. So as you can see, I got my shields up. I don't really need Tapu Koko anymore, even if you took it out. That's pretty much all this Tapu Koko does is get shields up. If it gets taken out, whatever. And but I got to get grassy terrain up. The big thing is getting grassy terrain up. So here comes my Rillaboom. Rillaboom for this team, it's more than just grassy terrain. This is the choice banded Rillaboom that I use on the Lycanroc set. It's grassy glide, U-turn, knockoff, and superpower. So you don't always want to sacrifice your Rillaboom off. Sometimes you want to be careful with it, and I did not want to sacrifice it off in this round because I thought that with the shields up and with the way it was looking, I would at least have very little HP left after this Pyro Ball. But I didn't. He takes my Rillaboom out, but that's okay. I didn't want to sack it because Rillaboom is just awesome. It's an amazing offensive force, and I will do a video on it eventually. Trust me, you will be seeing Rillaboom come down the pipe. But right now, not so much. So anyways, I bring in Blaziken. There's the Grassy Seed activation, pumping my defense up. I am behind shields, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the Swords Dance to get my +2 attack. He's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. And like I said, look at this. Zen Headbutt does a good amount of damage, but not enough to threaten Blaziken to where I'm going to lose it in the next turn. And Grassy Terrain will heal it over time. I already got my Swords Dance off. I'm going to get a speed boost. I can outperform this Cinderace in any way, shape, or form at this point. And that is something that a lot of people just don't take into account. Yes, Cinderace is awesome, but after a turn and getting a speed boost, Blaziken can outperform it fairly easily. I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. I'm going to go for the Dynamax, and we're just going to clean house at this point. This is pretty much it. I got Grassy Terrain up. I'm going to be healed over time. My attack is going to go higher if I end up using a Max Knuckle, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Max Flare just to get the sun up, because at this point, my fire attacks are going to do stupid damage now, especially with my attack being what it is. This is pretty much the build, guys. This is my strategy for Blaziken. I hope you enjoy it. It has worked tremendously well for me, even on Smogon. I got to the 1500s with this team, and I probably could have gone higher. I just actually quit playing, but I'm for sure comfortable that I could have gone higher with this team. So Ditto was a big problem here. Ditto was not something I noticed, and me being the idiot that I am, I know better than that. I know to look at the opponent's team. He's going to go for the close combat. Behind shields and with a +1 defense, Blaziken just tanks it, and Max Flare knocking the Ditto right out of the match. That is actually something that I should have caught. And that's just me. I was a bad player. That was a bad move because you do not want to set up like that when your opponent has a Ditto up. But I did have shields up. If he took my Blaziken out, it would have sucked. But luckily enough, with shields and with the +1 defense, Blaziken was just able to flex at that Ditto's attacks, and I did not have to worry about it. So that was on me. You should always check your opponent's team before you make any kind of decision. That's just like any good competitive battler knows that, and that was on me. Anyways, guys, comment, rate, subscribe. It really does help. Please, if you enjoy my videos, subscribe, show your support. Join my Discord. We're waiting for you in there. Pokemon Battle House 3K. I am the fighting gym leader. Join the Facebook group. Join the Discord. Check out playingground.gg. Check out my article. I'll see you guys next time.